Go, Ollie.
Hey friends, welcome back to Joe Daddy's Workshop. Today's video, well, it's going to be our first adventure with our RV. This is a 2014 Itasca Impulse 26QP, I believe is what the number is. And we bought this last year and we haven't had a chance to use it. But as you can see, we have a beautiful day and we have a trip planned, which isn't too far away from our home. We figured for our first trip, we would keep it fairly close just in case we had any problems. We are also going with some friends of ours who have a tow behind camper. So we're going to share a space at the same place right next to each other. I can't get over. You can hear the bird up there? I don't know if that's a mockingbird or what. That thing is spouting off this morning and I love to hear that bird. So let's take a quick look at the camper and some of the things that I need to do to make sure we're ready, to make sure that we're ready for the trip. I love that bird. Okay, so this camper, again, we bought it last year. It only has 12,000 miles on it. I've already gone through and checked the fluid levels. I've gone through flushing out the water system because we had winterized it. So I flushed all that out. We've learned some things about this RV, just a few different things about how it operates. My wife has been working on cleaning it and make sure everything is ready to go. We still have a little bit in here to do. That's all trash, but everything is laid out pretty nice inside of these RVs. This is the bathroom right here, bedroom, storage areas, of course, refrigerator is over here, and freezer, convection microwave, and a regular oven as well. So I'm going to show you a couple other things about this RV that I like, and then another thing that I have to take care of. Now on the sides here, it has two storage spaces. These are not connected to each other. They're not very big, but it's good for stuff like in this case, the blocks that I'm using to level it up. I store those in there. I have a few other odds and ends, nothing major. Back here, this camper, this RV, has a battery bin. So basically, I don't know if you've seen this, you can take the batteries and slide them out on that track. And if you need to change them or work on them, that's the access. Back here, we have our water for our water tank. So if we want to fill up at our house, we can do it there. And then I really like this feature on this RV. This is a big, big storage area. I'm going to open up the back as well. One issue that I did find with this, whenever we had it parked over here, was water, of course, is always an issue, and it was coming down and working its way through this door. So I used some of this foil tape. I meant this to be temporary, but I kind of just left it, and that foil tape acted as a little rain deflector, so it kept it away from the door, and it didn't have any other problems after I put that on. Now this door, when you open it up, it has this little rod inside, and that is intended to hook into that little bracket. This has been a problem. So you can see this is from before I got it. There's some damage to the inside of this panel, and this thing will slip and fall down on you. So what I did is I got this rigid kind of bungee setup. I'm going to hook that up and show you. So what I do is I hook it around this latch and then hook it to the ladder. That way I don't have to worry about that rod failing and have this thing fall on me. We also have bought some other supplies for this. This is our windshield cover. We have a little Coleman Road Trip gas grill. That thing is fantastic. I have additional propane tanks for that there. These are some of the water connections. So we have a water hose in there and a filter and that sort of thing. And these are some new rocking chairs that we bought as well. Really nice. I'll probably show those later on. Another thing we have back here is this little Coleman compact table. And I also like this feature in this RV. Besides having that deep well over there, there's another deep well under here, along with a table that comes with the RV. On this side, this is your generator access, fuel tank, of course, outdoor shower, and city water hookup. Now, this was something I had to learn about because it has a little check valve in there, okay? And I was like, oh, I had to learn how this worked. Basically, if I hook up city water here, it's going to flow into the main tank for the RV, which provides water for the rest of it. What I wanted to do was flush this out. So what I ended up doing, I had my wife inside, and there was no pressure on the system, and I used just an end of a Sharpie, actually. Pushed this in and had her turn the pump on, and it pushed water back out this way, so it helped flush out the line. So that is one thing we had to address. Again, shower. And then up here we have our access to the LP gas tank, or LP fuel tank, I should say, not gas. So it's there. I just got that filled up. Our local lawnmower shop actually has a tank that you can fill that up at. And then here, this is your plumbing supplies and also the electrical connection that runs the power cord. That cord is currently running into my garage, where I have a Watchdog surge protector attached to it. Now, you'll notice I've taken hubcaps off. The reason for that, I was having trouble finding the valve, and with the hubcap on, it kind of hid it even more. So I did manage to find it, and what I wanted to do is make sure we had enough air pressure. These tires, I believe it's 80 psi is what they're recommended, and I tried to use my regular air hose fitting, and I couldn't get it to work because the air fitting is actually behind. So in this case, it's behind this hole. I don't know if you can see that very well, and I could not get the fitting around. So I'm going to show you what I bought to make sure I can fill up the tires. So in my search, I found this. This is available on Amazon. This is a double-headed tire inflator with a digital readout. Instruction for use, of course, is to unscrew the tire punch cover, remove prepared tire pressure gauge, press the valve nozzle with a metal gas head. Okay. Ah, there it is back there. So there's a cover on this. Of course, it's going to block me, and I can't do it with one hand. I've got to get some batteries. All right, so I put in some batteries. Put it away, the little rubber cover. And look at that. Peel off the cover. Has a light on it. Turn it on or off. Registers in PSI, bar, KPA, KG. I don't know. Let's go with PSI. Let's see what it does. So that one is registered at 69. I'll take it on up to 80. I'll tell you what, I'll take it to 75. No, that's not right. Here we go. 71. I'm going to stop at 73. Now this one, I'm going to reverse this. Kind of hard to see it. There it is. Really hard to show you from this angle, but I'm at 68. So it's working. It's doing what I want it to do. Okay. That's good. Now I just got to put the hubcap back on, and I think we're ready to go. sweating after pickleball or something. Oh, good. It's all red.
It will for 7
Yeah.
more, yeah.
Oh, it's that one right there.
Oh,
It's running out the back of it. You see it?
yes. Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm going to the shop. You're gonna catch on fire any second.
I don't smell of gas this whole
Oh, it's pouring out of that thing. The second car up, it's just pouring out of the back of it. So they should have the reservation for us.
Yeah, I can I screenshot it, the email, if you want me to.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Oh, you got some good smells going on. Got some good smells.
They got cottages back there. Our playground. Sure, this is it. Should be Area 1.
Yes.
Okay. She said if we needed to dump, do it. We'd have to like turn around, you know, come through and back around, and we don't need to dump yet.
Keep going straight.
Yeah, I gotta go
Yeah.
right.
Oh, that's a nice little playground. And the
That's
kids
our lot right there.
come over. And you have to turn here.
This is Brenda,
Oh.
campground host. And the first space here, I think, is Cliff. I wrote it on there. He's the maintenance guy.
Brakes are a little squealy.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if you could hear that or not.
I can hear that. Okay, so their yellow card is in, they put it in that.
Okay.
I think what they do is they put that in so they know that you're here.
Or that's Right,
And then-
right there.
And right, and that's your card saying that, you know, we're here. So nobody can just pull in and
Right.
pretend they're you.
Okay, I'm not sure if I filmed this or not. So I hooked up the watchdog. I connected our inline water filter with the adapter hose, little flex hose there. Put on our pressure regulator, and our blue water hose is connected to the RV. And we have about 30 psi of pressure, which looks pretty good. When I first turned this on, the water was pretty ugly. It was brown, and then part of it actually came out looking black after I ran it for a little bit. But I think we're okay now. I do have blocks underneath the wheels to help bring this side up a little. This lot, this spot is a fairly level lot. A little bit of a taper, but I did put some wedges under that side and some wedges on this side. So I had to bring the passenger side up just a little bit more, and it's pretty close to being right on level, or good enough for us anyway. This water hose, I salvaged zip ties. So I separated all the zip ties that were holding it. That's the hose we're using, and it also comes with a carry strap to carry the hose around. So no reason to not have extra zip ties. Okay, let's see what else we can do to get set up. I don't know that I want to go any lower than that. I guess this must be an adjustable length. Like, could slide this out more. Yeah. That's what it looks like. It's the first time really pushing this out, so I'm gonna have to play with that a little. That's nice. Don't necessarily have to use it here, but why not? I like it. So as I'm out walking around, I just want to show you, this is the third section: West Platform Camping, Picnic Area, Boat Ramp, and Observation Tower. I don't know exactly how far of a walk it is, and I was looking at the map, and apparently you can come down here and there's some platform camping, and you can overlook the river, from what I understand. Pretty nice back here. It's been raining, but we're enjoying ourselves so far. We've had a few little minor problems with the camper. Again, this is our first time out, so we really don't know what to expect, and we're trying to troubleshoot some things. It looks like I'm going to have to replace the motor on the AC unit, and maybe just a few little things, but nothing dramatic. So I think we're good to go. I'm going to walk on down to these other areas and see if we can't get a look at the river. So this area back here would be normal parking, but the gate is blocked off. You can still walk around it. There's no restrictions there that I can see. So I walked back, and what I found is there is a wash house or bathroom facility right here. And then there's some signs here, and this says West Platform Camping. So I'm going to try to get around the water and see if I can't go back and look at this area. You also see there's a bunch of blue and red paint markings on these trees, and I'm going to assume that's for different trails that they have. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. I'm going to go this way. Ooh, a little slick there. A little slick. Well, it looks like I found the river. Interesting. This is a handicap accessible spot. Let me see what the best route here is. The Chatahoochee River. That's as far as I'm going, because this is all slick. That's a big paw print. That's a real big paw print. Holy cow. I don't know what that is. That's big. Several of those. Wow. So there you have it. The Chatahoochee. And it's all dark and muddy because it rained pretty hard on us earlier today. So there's a couple platforms down here. And I'll also point out, there appears to be armadillos all over the place down here. We had one rooting around by our campsite last night. So several platforms. Another kind of neat thing, they have these reserved locations. So when you come in, they'll have on this clip a little white panel with your name on it. And whenever you check in, you have to put a yellow, they'll give you a yellow one at the visitor center. You put that on to let them know you're here. And they also have these neat hangers. So you can hang your lantern off of these. Pretty cool. It also looks like they've added a few other things, like this platform over here. I'm not sure exactly what these are for, but you've got some 4x4s mounted. I see this one has an eye bolt on the side of it. So I'm assuming there was one on that side as well. It's missing right now. But I guess if you really wanted to be basic and just hang a tarp over a strap or something, to make a tent area, you could. And again, there's some sights of the Chatahoochee. Okay, I'm gonna head back out. It's a little creepy back here. There's nobody around. That's all I need to do is slip and break my neck and let them come find me. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so just up there is where that entrance was to the platform camping. So I come out of that, walked down this road, and I'm going to turn around here and show you. I think, well, there's a lot of parking down here, and I think there's a boat ramp back here as well. This may be a better view of the river. Let's hope so, because the other area was pretty limited and not really pretty at this time of year, I guess. But there is plenty of parking, even though there's nobody down here. So, lots of crows. Here we go. So we've got a boat ramp. And I'm probably not going to go down that very far. So there it is. A little better view of the Chatahoochee. Now, you know, when you get to these kind of river locations, you can just smell the mud. I don't know if it makes sense or not, but you know, it has a weird kind of I don't know how to word it. Just mucky smell to it, and that's what I smell right now. And of course, it did rain just recently, so there's a lot of mud and different stuff going on here. But that's Chatahoochee once again. Well, it's been pretty uneventful overall, thankfully. Had a few minor glitches with the RV, but that was just a matter of not being familiar with it. And we've enjoyed staying in it, I know that much. This is a really nice park. There's not a lot of things to do, which is a good thing, I guess. I mean, there's hiking trails, which is fine. There's playgrounds, things like that. But overall, we enjoyed it, and we'll probably come back again, maybe bring some other family members sometime. So check it out. I thought I'd give you another look at Campground 1. Over here we have the campground host, and what I found is they're basically responsible for keeping like the bathrooms clean, that sort of thing. We have various sites down here, a variety of campers, small Airstream over there, some pop-ups. On the backside there's a school bus. This playground, really cool. Lots of well-built apparatus, let's say. We had our grandkids over here yesterday and they enjoyed it quite a bit. Over there we have the bathhouse. It had good hot water and everything seemed to be just fine with that. Here we have our maintenance host, and so he's responsible for taking care of the grounds and that sort of thing. And overall, it's been a pretty good trip. Really enjoy the site. Having the level pull-through campsite was really nice. And you know, we really haven't had any problems overall. There was a few glitches with the RV, but we figured that out. And that's just from experience, things we just haven't done yet. Now this campground also has hiking trails that you can enjoy. I don't know what is around the campground as far as activities. This is Chatahoochee Bend State Park, so you can look that up and see if there's anything that may interest you. But otherwise, I think we're going to be done for this trip, and hopefully we get a chance to come back here again sometime. So other than taking care of the dump tanks, we're just going to finish wrapping up, and that'll be it for this video. So until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya. You know, there's one more thing I'm going to share with you about this RV experience. Being that this isn't a new RV, right? This is a 2014, and it only has 12,000 miles on it. However, it's been out in the weather, it's had some exposure to the elements, And when we used the air conditioner, it made some noise. Let's see if I can replicate that here at home and show you why it's a problem and what I need to do to fix it. Okay, so I'm going to turn this to cool. Now, I don't know how well you can hear that. You hear that bit of a whine going on there. It's not something you really want to hear whenever you're camping, like you're trying to go to sleep or something like that. So I don't know if we can hear it better outside or not. Let's go find out. Okay, you may be able to hear it a little bit better. I feel like there's a bearing probably failing, and I'm gonna have to fix that. So that is a Coleman air conditioner, and I've already ordered parts for it. Let me show you what I have in mind. So when I investigated this when we were at the campsite, I went up and looked at what was up there, took the cover off, and basically discovered that it's probably the motor that was bad. So I've ordered a new motor, and let me unbox that all the way. And basically what I did is I took some pictures of these part numbers, and then I did some Google searching and found a replacement. So I'm going to have to install this later on. That'll be a follow-up video.
We really couldn't have anything much longer. We'd never get it in the job.
Probably not. It would be a lot more of a challenge, that's for sure.